Toxic people cause you to not trust anything good said about you. Even if it's true or positive, you won't believe it. That's the bad thing about being around toxic people. They cause you to not trust anyone. All right. Toxic people do things like give you backhanded compliments. They give you fake compliments, like they'll lie to you. They'll tell you you look good, and then later on you'll see you got a whole stain on the back of your shirt. They'll tell you, "Oh, everything is fine," and you forgot to take the tag waist length sticker off your pants. Toxic people cause you to not trust anyone. And we all have little instances with people like that. Say it may be someone that you just randomly passing by. Maybe that person is just a hater, or maybe that person just wants to take a dump on somebody. Who knows? All right. That's why you got to have some real true people that you rock with, and some real true people that rock with you, because toxic people make it difficult. All right. They make you think that everybody is fake. They make you think that every single person is the same. And they make you think that everyone who behaves the way they do, they make you think that everyone behaves the way they do. So somebody could really mean something and be like, "Yo, you look nice," or "Yo, that's a nice hat," or yo, I like the way you put that together," or you look very good today. That's a fresh outfit. How'd you put that together? You'll be looking at this person like, you don't really mean that. And if that is the way you have been engineered, if that's the way you've been programmed, you're not alone, and you just have to work on it. All right. The first step is to accept the fact that the people who have did this to you previously weren't honest, they weren't real, they weren't upfront, and you have to come to the conclusion that not everybody is like that. You have to be able to learn how to accept compliments, and how you learn how to accept compliments is by learning just how to trust people a little bit, not a lot. But if you could just learn how to trust people a little bit, just enough to be able to not think negative thoughts, to not think the way that negative people want you to think. The people who have played games, and the people who said things and they didn't mean it, or the people who were acting like they were cool with you but were playing you to your face, those are the people who caused you to be paranoid. Those are the people who caused you to not think that there was anything good about yourself. People who cause you to not think you're worthy of a compliment, or think you're worthy of feeling good about yourself, or think you're worthy of being confident in yourself. These are things that it does. It erodes your self-esteem. This is what people who are narcissistic, people who are fake, people who act like they're really there for you, but they're not. This is what being around people like that causes. And this is why people end up with post-traumatic stress. This is why people end up with PTSD. People end up with PTSD. I should turn the chair like this a little bit. That way I won't keep looking over there. Nobody's over here. All my wonderful subscribers are right here. You end up with PTSD when you grow up around people like that. It causes you to not trust anyone. You end up being around so much negativity and so much toxicity that you just become accustomed to it, and you end up with PTSD. That post-traumatic stress causes you to go throughout life not trusting people. And the way the mind works, A lot of these demons understand that. They understand the way that the mind works, and that's why they're trying to engineer your thought process the way they want to. They want to get you to think negative, so that way you'll have a negative experience, you'll have an unhappy experience, and that way you'll continuously have negative things happen to you in your life experience. That's why it's black magic. That's why they're wizards. That's why they're witches. And that's why they're warlocks. Because of how they manipulate you to think without being able to see what's actually being done to you. They manipulate you to think in a negative way. What they're doing is covert, and of course you can't see it. It's underlying. It's basically like a wolf putting on sheepskin. If a wolf put on sheepskin and was walking around bad like the other sheeps, hoofing it out, looking like dressed like a sheep, you probably wouldn't think twice about it. But once you see that, wait a minute, that was a wolf, that wasn't a sheep, you're going to start to think twice. And this is just psychologically, this is how the mind works. You're going to naturally think twice about all the other sheep that you come across. You know what? Is that a sheep or is that a wolf? That may actually be a sheep. And if you have more than one person causing you to have this experience, then your trust is going to be shot. If you grew up around people like this, or had friends like this, or just were around people like this, it will cause you to not trust anyone that you're around. All right? It will cause you to not trust people that you come in contact with, and you won't have too many friends. You won't have too many associates. And I mean, not to say that you can, because just the way things are today and the way people are today, it's very rare you may find someone that you can connect with. They're out there, but it's very rare that you find people that actually are on the same team as you, people who are actually on the good side of things. Some people are just all the way flat out wicked, and that's how they're going to behave. So when you're around people like that, it reshapes your reality. It causes you to have low self-esteem, causes you to not believe in yourself, and you think so negatively about yourself. So when people actually come to you and have compliments, it's like you can't even believe it. It's like, yo, it's impossible for that to be true. I feel so horrible and so negative about myself because I've been programmed to look at my life this way and to think about myself this way, that the positive things you're telling me about myself, I don't believe it. So people will compliment you, people will say good things to you, and you won't be able to accept it. You won't be able to believe it. If you have a hard time accepting compliments, it's probably because you have a hard time feeling that you deserve it, or have a hard time feeling that you're worthy of it. And that's okay. You just have to realize that you are worthy of right treatment, and you deserve to be around people that do right by you, as far as even just on the mental level. You have people who may not do much for you, but if you're around them, the way their treatment is towards you is vicious. There are some people who, they're just around people and they're just all day just playing games with a person's mind, and the person may be totally unaware. And sometimes it's the ones that are closest to you that you least expect that will do the most damage to you, because they know you, because they've seen you. They've seen you before. They know you from around town or from wherever you're from, or they watched you grow up. They know you. And unfortunately, these are the people who could possibly be the ones who withhold the exact same thing they're supposed to give to you to help build you up. But instead, you have to pretty much pick up the pieces and put yourself together in a way that suits you. So you have to put yourself back together after being broken down. You got to pick yourself up and put yourself back together in a way that you feel positive about yourself. Not to meet anybody else's standards or not to meet anybody else's idea of you. And the weird part about it is that they'll tell you to do things that require self-esteem. They'll tell you to they'll say something to you like, "Hey, you should be confident," or "Hey, you should be more of this or be more of that." But they're the one that when they actually saw it, this is how it's gaslighting. This is how to gaslight you. The one who actually saw the confidence in you is now telling you that you should have it after they broke you down when they saw it. Anybody that you have any type of relationship dynamic like that with, you feel they're just playing a game with you, like you are trying to say, I need to be doing the same thing you prevented me from being able to do. That's not making too much sense. If you are picking up on anything like that with anyone that you're dealing with, you need to cut them off. You need to cut them off. These are the people who will have you doubt yourself for your whole entire life. You'll be fully capable of doing so many things, but will be stuck at a standstill because of how you've been programmed to believe about yourself. So it takes work. You're going to have to think about how you feel about yourself, think about how you look at yourself, and you're going to have to change that. You're going to take that, accept that, and then from there you're going to have to move forward and change your idea about yourself, change the way you feel about yourself, change the way you think about yourself, because you can't go putting the blame on somebody else. All right, they've already done the dirty work. It's your job to pick up where they left off and to break the curse and to put an end to it and to stop the trauma and pick up at where they left off, stop the trauma and create a whole new reality for yourself, create a whole new idea for yourself. And instead of thinking about who they want you to be or who they created you to be, who do you want to be? You're an individual. You're not anybody's idea. You're not anybody's opinion. You're not anybody's you're not what anybody else wants you to be. You're who you need to be, and you're who God created you to be. That's what you need to be. You need to be who God created you to be. Righteously, of course. All right. But and not in a way that's destructive to yourself. If people are trying to help you and guide you along the right way and the right path, and it's something that you're doing wrong, then definitely listen to them. Hear what they have to say. They're probably trying to help you and save your life some way, somehow, or your future. But if it comes down to somebody's ultra criticism, criticizing you, and constantly causing you to not feel good about yourself, and then they have the nerve to try to make it seem like you should have what they destroyed within you, then that's not good. That's somebody that you need to put some distance between you and that person, because if not, they're going to steal your lucky star. They're going to steal your lucky star, and you don't need that. You don't need people stealing the map for your life. You don't need people stealing the plan you have for your life. This is why you have to keep your ideas, keep the things you want to do, keep a lot of things private. Don't talk about a lot of things with a lot of people. Keep everything to yourself. Keep everything to yourself. People start getting to see certain things about you, start finding out certain things about you. You don't know if they're hiding any particular spirits. You like, it's best for you to see what level people are on first. It's best for you to see what type of people are first, what type of person they are first. If this person is motivated, if this person is focused on themselves, if this person is getting ahead in life, if this person has goals, if this person is doing things similar to what you would like to do. Just because you know people and just because someone knows you, it doesn't mean they'll be happy for you. Just because people know you and they're close to you, or you've known them your whole life, it doesn't mean they're doing right by you. Just because it seems like someone is doing right by you doesn't mean they're doing right by you. You could have people doing right by you and smiling in your face, and as soon as your back is turned, having everything bad about you in the book to say. And how you'll know people are talking about you behind your back is, one of the signs is they'll try to talk to you about somebody else behind their back. They'll do the triangulation thing. Oh, you know, so and so is no good. Oh man, they this, that, and the other, and this, that, and they you know, they think this about you. And even if people come to you and say, you know, they think this about you, and don't talk about them. Don't fall for the trap to open your yap and talk bad about someone. You have to break that curse. If you see yourself falling back from negative things that those around you are doing, then most likely those people are toxic and you need to get away from them now, because in the future you're going to cut them off. If you see yourself stopping the bad habits, stopping yourself from doing the bad habits that other people are doing around you, sooner or later you're going to cut them off. You're not going to have nothing to do with them, because you're going to start to recognize everything that you don't like about them. And I understand nobody's perfect, but there are some things that just won't end up sitting right. If this video resonates with you, there are some things that just won't sit right with your spirit that other people do, and you'll just have to remove yourself from them. And I'm telling you, before it gets too late, and they try to stop you from being great, you just remove yourself. God separates the wheat from the tares. Not everybody belongs together. We belong together. No, we don't. Not everybody belongs together. Just because you start together doesn't mean you're going to end together. And that's just the way it is. If your ways are different from the ways of others, and you feel like you're being dragged down, and on top of that, because you don't behave in the same manner and do the same things they do, they ridicule you, they criticize you, they have bad, nasty things to say about you while smiling in your face and packaging it in a way to where it doesn't seem like they said anything. And if you call it out on them, you're either soft or crazy, a lunatic, or you have a problem. And that's how you know you're being manipulated. If you're always trying to solve something or fix something with those around you, and the fingers always turning around and being pointed back at you with nothing to fix on their end, you're probably being manipulated. If somebody's doing something to stress you out, and it's all, the fingers always pointed back to you, well, what about you? You know what? There's nothing to fix there. You're going to grow tired wasting your time trying to solve an unsolvable issue or problem, and you just need to let that situation go. And from that point on, you have to let people be who they are. You have to go be who you are. Because if not, you're going to end up staying around them, and they're going to make you feel miserable about yourself, and you're gonna have inner conflict and inner turmoil on why you feel so bad, because all you're trying to do is be a good person. Sometimes you have to be a good person all by yourself, all to yourself. Sometimes, because if not, the people around you will siphon off your energy and wear you down and act like they're for you when they're really against you. And all the things that confuse you, and all the things that make you question their loyalty to you that they do, those are the signs that God is using to show you that you need to separate yourself from them. Why do I keep having to make this face around this person where I gotta squint my eyes, where I end up confused, where I end up wondering why the heck they just did what they did, and for what did they do what they just did? Why did you do that, and for what did you do that? Why did you have to do that? Like, if you keep like, what? You keep having to make the what face or the why face or the, you just so confused around people. They're gaslighting you, and they're trying to erode your self-esteem. They're trying to they're eroding your self-esteem. They're trying to cause crazy making. All right, you have some inner conflict. You're at war with yourself, fighting between being a good person and doing what you feel is right, you think is right, or you feel is right, but you think or feel is wrong. So you're fighting against, you're warring against yourself because it's something that you feel is right, but you think it may be wrong. You think you may be a bad person. You feel you may be a bad person. You got mixed feelings about the situation. There's nothing to have mixed feelings about. All right, when people aren't doing right by you, you got to do right by you, and you got to be strong enough to be able to take you have to be strong enough to be able to take that high road, and sometimes taking that high road means taking the exit. Sometimes taking that high road means getting off at the on the next highway, taking the next junction. Because just because you start together doesn't mean you're going to end together. That's just the way it is sometimes. People will cause you to not think there's anything good about you. People will cause you to feel that, of course, of all times, people will cause you to think that the thing hasn't gone off all day. People will cause you to think that you're the problem. They'll cause you to think that you have the issue or you're the issue, when really there shouldn't be any issue. The only issue is them, how they feel toward you, and the fact that they're too fake to even come to terms with their own self. If somebody is too fake to even come to terms with their own self, that's a dangerous person. That person does not live in reality, or those persons don't live in reality, and you need to get the heck away from them, because that's dangerous. That is dangerous. When you have people who won't even come to terms with themselves, that's dangerous. Those people live in a fantasy world, and they're going to try to tell you do, because you believe in yourself, or because you have more confidence than them. You're probably the type of person that would take a risk and believe that they can do something when everybody else would just play it safe and take the safe route. And there's nothing wrong with taking the safe route. It's fast, it's easy, it's quick. Not to say it's fast like that or it's like a shortcut, but the safe route it gets you where you need to go. Some people, and there are people who fail and have to start over, and there are people who take the safe route and they had to work their way up from the bottom, and they had a very hard time to get to where they needed to get, and they earned it. But I guarantee you it was probably their dream job. I guarantee you it was something that they wanted to do. Nobody is going to go through hell to do something that they truly, honestly don't want to do. And if they do, they're just going to be miserable. And if that's what they chose to do, be miserable, that was their choice. You didn't make them make that choice. They chose that for themselves. If that's not what they wanted to do, they shouldn't have chose that. But they want to take that out on you. They want to take that out on you like it was your responsibility. Nope, it was theirs. That was their choice. But they want to be toxic about it, and they don't want to have too many good things to say about you. But that's okay. That's what affirmations are for. Once you get to a certain level of maturity, you realize, you know what? I don't need anybody to say anything good about me because I can say good things to and about myself. I don't need you to say good things to me. But I'm not going to be around you for you to say bad things to me. I don't need you to say good things to me. But what I won't do is be around you for you to say mean, harmful, hurtful, negative things to me. That's what we're not going to do. Because it's some people, regardless of how close they are to you, it's some people that take pleasure in hurting you and seeing the look on your face and watching your mood drop, watching your self-esteem hit the floor. And then when you leave, they talk about you behind your back and they have conversations about it. Why? Because you're probably, you cause them to feel some type of way about themselves or about whatever, maybe about you. So what it is that they'll have their ways of using you as a punching bag. They'll have their ways of trying to keep you around so they could put you down or lay you down permanently. Like the type of stress and wear and tear this stuff causes, a lot of people end up having to get therapy. A lot of people end up having to get therapy. So like people look at this stuff, and because it's no physical scars or bruises, they're like, oh, what are you complaining? You're this, you're that. Like, nah, it's deeper than that. There's such things as mental scars. There are people who want to scar you mentally because if they did it physically, it'd give themselves away. People would see them for who they are. And one thing that narcissists do is they have to manage their image. They are their own image consultants. They manage their image so people can't tell the type of person they are. It's just like the devil, just like Satan. He tries to appear to be something that he's not. He comes appearing to be an angel of light. You got these people coming appearing to be an angel of light when they really are they're really full of darkness, and want to take that darkness out on you because they see you have the light. You got the real light. They got the false light, the fake light. Hi, hello, okay. Love you. Like, it's just certain things that low vibrational people do that it's like, it makes your stomach churn because of how fake it is. And it's no need to be fake. You like, it's no need to be fake. But they need something to talk about. They need something to gossip about, so they'll keep you around. They keep you around so they can, because they're an informant and they're an agent. People that keep people around that they don't like are only there specifically to gather information, to gather intel. What is he doing? What are they doing? What are they doing with their life? What are they up to next? Like, I believe all this is done for spell work, so they can try to cancel your plans, make sure things don't happen for you the way they're supposed to. This is why I said in the beginning of the video, keep your plans to yourself, because they're trying to use your perception against you. That's why it's good to get away. You see yourself not doing, like, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. They do this, I don't do that. If you're in one of those situations, you'll probably end up having to cut those people off because your ways will just be so different. And when you get around them, it's going to be like oil and water. It's going to be like fire and ice. It's going to be like a electrical fire and water. You know, it's not going to help. You have to throw some baking soda on it. and baking soda ain't gonna do nothing for this. All right, well, it might, but you're gonna hurt your community, and don't do that. All right, do not hurt your community, and straight up, don't hurt your community. That's not even nothing to play with. All right, that's not even nothing to play with. Do what's right, do what's righteous. Don't destroy your community. Don't pump poison into your community. All right, you'll get to where you need to be justly, righteously, rightfully. You'll get there. Don't take no shortcuts. Don't do anything to destroy somebody else's life that's already going through it, that's already down and out. Find another way. There's another way. You don't have to hurt anybody. You don't have to destroy your community. You don't have to make things already worse. That person's not doing good. You're not doing good. You're going to do some more bad things to try to make a situation better. It may work out for you temporarily, but in the long run, it's going to haunt you. You don't want to do that. All right. So that, I don't know who that message was for, but it was for somebody. All right. Everybody, do myself and yourself a favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.